you have a notification, you're going to probably just see us live in a few minutes. So we're going to share the link for those of us who are not here. All right. And we're also going to give a little time, right, for you guys to also log in. So sorry about that. This is not in our character in any way. I don't know. Technology fails sometimes, and this was one of those times. All right. So please check. I'm hoping that my team is listening. Please check through the back now available on YouTube. Thank you so much, Shayo Ilumara. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate. I am so sorry for our people on YouTube, and we are just going to hit off. I didn't want to start before we started, at all and all of that. So please, we apologize again. It wasn't intentional. We actually already have the link, and that link have been shared, so we would see link. So if you're just joining us for the first time, I want to see you in the comment section. Say first time watching your live broadcast. All right, we've been doing this for quite a while now, and I tell you, every Tuesday we're here at 2 p.m. sharing parenting nuggets that will help me as we walk through this journey. Thank you again. My name is Wendy Ologe, right? And Wendy Ologe is the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. All right. I love intentional parenting. This is what I do, and I love to see the change, that we actually have around us when it comes to parenting. I believe, this is a personal belief, that if you can raise a child better, you would change the world. And every day I see that playing out with the parents I work with. Every day I see that playing out with the children that we've come in contact with. And thank you so much, people on YouTube. They are here now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. All right. So, and a lot of the times, one of the things that I've been able to take away on my journey in the past 3 years, being able to work with parents professionally, is that parenting is one of the most amazing thing that you want to see, right? And if you do it right, everything turns out to become so positive. Tag your friends, tag your relatives. This class today is going to be hot. It's one of those classes that come from somewhere and just land on you. Yeah. Okay. So raising children with different personality. So while I was praying for this class, I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I had like 10 pieces of notes, and I kept hearing and I kept writing the things that I wanted to share, and it wasn't finishing. So I'm gonna try as much as possible to be able to bring up a lot of things together and put it in place. Hi, Pali. I'll put it in place and then bring it on. No, my mom is here also. Hi, mom. And while talking with my mom just a few minutes ago, she just said, "Oh, your class is in a few minutes. Let me go get ready to listen." My mom has been listening to me for the past 1 year, something I do not take for granted. On this live broadcast, I just want to say thank you, mom. That support is very important. So I said earlier that you should tell me where you're watching me from, and also tell me if you're watching me for the first time. If you're watching me for the first time, get ready. Put on your gear. Trust me, we're going to bust your head just this afternoon. Okay, so you are welcome. If you're streaming live from outside of Nigeria, I am in Nigeria, and I'm in the capital city of Nigeria, Abuja. I stream live from my private home, right? Every Tuesday, all right? I just love to. This is like comfort. There's an inspiration that comes from the air. So if you're wondering, oh yes, that's what I stream live for. So raising children with different personality. Now, there's something that happens in the home. What causes one child to be quiet, another child to be, easygoing, and the other one highly social and passionate. What do you think? And these children are usually raised in the same environment. All right. Hi, YouTubers. I see you guys. Thank you for joining me. And hey, Yadas, I see all of you. Chinyerobina, I see you. All right. So, and a lot of the times, you're looking at these children. They have same parents, they're in same environment, they have same culture, yet They approach things in different, spaces. It's amazing. And it's one of the things that fascinates parents, which is one of the reasons why you hear parents say things like, if it was your sister, this is actually the main cross of comparison. Now, comparison comes in because children have different personalities. Now, I'm going to try to break it down a bit. And a lot of the times, you will find out that it's just not the child, it's just your ignorance that has kept the child in that place. Now, I'm going to move a little bit very fast because we've done 10 minutes away. I like to keep the time. All right. So the main issue why this happens a lot of time is temperament. Now, temperament is the answer because these children have different personality. What is temperament? Temperament is a set of innate tendencies. Now note, I said tendencies. They are not cast on stone. They are a set of innate tendencies, trails, styles of behavior that you are born with. Some of these children are born with this particular style of behavior. And you need to understand exactly who you are dealing with. I usually would say that if you do not know who you're parenting, then you can't parent that person. Okay? Because it makes no sense parenting someone you don't know. Someone is asking me if they can share from the group. Unfortunately, you can't share. Now, the trick is a lot of the parents say, no, you can't parent children the same way. No, you can't do things. Oh, there's no hard and fast rule to this parenting. I agree with you. But interestingly, what you do not understand is that you need to understand which way works for who. Because you do not understand who that child is. I've had a parent say to me, all these things of talking to children, all these things of just connecting, my son is very stubborn. He will never listen to any of it. Newsflash, you are the one that do not understand how to parent a strong-willed child. It is your problem, not the child's problem. How does that become the child's problem? Think about it. Okay? Okay, so that's one. All right. Whenever you tell, I've heard people say, no, this cannot work for my child. Have you also ever asked yourself that this child that you're parenting, do I understand what I need to do with this child? When considering temperament of the child, there are things that you need to look out for. When you're considering temperament of the child, there are things you need to look out for. You need to look out for emotional intensity. How intense is the emotions of this person you are parenting? That's one. Emotional intensity. Number two, frustration tolerance. The different temperaments of people, the way they are created, we don't tolerate frustration the same way. That is one of the things that makes it different. And these things are innate, remember. What builds a child is all about the things that the child comes out with and the nurture, how you nurture those things. We're getting there. Another thing that you need to look at, somebody should help me become a scribe. Who is there that's going to help me scribe on YouTube? Ruth Baba, if you're on YouTube, help me scribe. Oh, Senior IJ Richard can help me scribe on YouTube. All right. I have Chinyere Robina here. Please help me scribe on Facebook. Thank you so much. All right. So I said emotional intensity is one. I said frustration level. Tope, if you're also on YouTube, on Facebook, you can also help me keep putting in the things we're saying. All right, or anybody can actually take up that role. Thank you. And we have frustration tolerance. Have shared two, and I said activity level. That's the third one. Activity level. Not everybody, right, have the same level of activity. Some of us are very active. Somebody like me, my activity level is very high. So many times, you see some other person and say, I don't even have strength. So these are the differences. And these differences come because of the kind of temperament that we have. For instance, the different kinds of temperament actually affect even who you become. Thank you so much, Bukola Doda. Actually affects who you become eventually. All right, thank you, Tope. And another thing that you need to look at is reaction to new people. How do this person react to new people? All right, that is also one of the things that differentiates your children and your different children. Then reaction to change. Every single one of us do not, react to change the same way. How does your child react to change? Now, if you look at these four factors, you will be able to at least come to a very high level of the person that you are parenting. And the moment you are able to actually do that, then you have helped yourself 90% of your journey. Very important. If you can determine these five things that I have said, these are the things that determine the temperament of a human being. Can you put it on a scale of 1 to 10 and say, this is my child's reaction to people, this is my child's reaction to change, this is my child's reaction to this is my child's emotional intensity, this is my child's frustration tolerance level. You see some people say the person cannot just tolerate frustrations, and this is my child's activity level. This will help you understand exactly how to do this. I've also done something with this. We've created a checklist that can help you put all of this together, right? I'm going to share about that later. Now, you need to use your knowledge of temperament as a tool, not as a label. Somebody write it down for me. You need to use your knowledge of temperament of your child as a tool to parent your child better, not as a label. Because a lot of the times, parents are tempted to say things like, you're fat, you're always very angry. Oh, you're just very stubborn. Oh, you're just your activity level. Oh, this is, and you just keep doing all of that without even knowing that because you understand the temperament of this child, you're actually using it against child. Now, let me see. Don't finish this class and go and say, they taught us that emotional intensity. Oh, it means that this particular child has low frustration. So this is what the problem is. And then you start, using it against the child. No, you are learning so that you will be able to help your child. I say that parenting is about helping your child. If you can't help your child become better, you are not a parent. Somebody write it down. If you cannot help your child become better, your child will struggle. Always remember that your job is to help your child become better. Nothing more, nothing less. If you're parenting and your child is not becoming better, ask yourself questions. What exactly am I doing? It means that what you're doing isn't working. All right? So if you understand temperament, it will help you parent the child and tailor your approach to the child's peculiar need. The moment you understand who you are parenting, a lot of the times parents come to me and they say, Coach, I just want you to do magic. Just tell me what I need to do now. And by the time I calm them down and I say, I don't know how your child learns. I don't know who your child is. I don't know your child's love language. It keeps me in the dark. It's not my job. It is not my job. Your job as a parent, what I'm teaching you is for you to get to work. I'm not teaching you to go and sleep. I'm teaching you to get to work. There's so many times, you have finished something. A parent actually wants you to, in fact, bring out the food and come and cuckoo parent the child in their house. Like the parents in the inner circle will say, Coach, just cuckoo adopt me and my children. It's a very funny saying, but really that's the way, a lot of people, look at things. I had a parent, come to me last year. She did a course. She finished the course, and I think the course was on parenting a strong-willed child. In that course, by the way, parenting a strong-willed child is premiering again in the quarter. You can register. We'll share details as we're going later. And in that course, she finished learning how to create a discipline strategy for her strong growth child. I gave her all the things she needed. She even had a template. She got back and did nothing. 6 months later, she came back to me. Oh, coach, this thing that you have taught, she has not tried any of them. And she started to become, a lot more better. Then one of the things that happened to her was that she joined the inner circle. By the time she saw parents, progressing, doing a lot of things, she came back to me and she said, Coach, I don't think I've implemented the things I've learned. I said, now you have come. She asked me what does she need to do. I gave her the disciplinary strategy guide. She went back, put, her things together, put her act together, put it, pasted it, and went to work. Only 2 days, she came back and she said, I really need to raise my voice. I really need to hit a child. Yet, I had better results than I have ever had all my life. The reason why you haven't progressed with the things that we're saying is not because these things are not correct. It's just the same way the Bible is. The Bible tells us the truth. The word of God is true, but many of the times it doesn't come true in our lives. Why? Because of implementation. If you do not implement, you can't see the results. Your result is directly proportional to the things you do. Can you stop already telling me, oh, I don't have time to read and create structures? Oh, I don't have time. The more you say you don't have time, the more you are not able to help your child. If you're not helping your child become better, cancel that journey you are on. That journey you're on the wrong route. And I tell you something that my pastor will always say. He will say, no matter how far you go on a wrong route, it doesn't matter how far you've gone, you will never get to your destination until you turn back and come back to where you are supposed to go to. I give a very vivid example. If you move from Abuja to Ilorin and you get to you face Makurdi, no matter how far you go through the Makurdi route, trust me, you are never going to get to Ilorin. So you need to actually make a U-turn. If you are on the wrong route, there's no other conversation. Make a U-turn and restart your journey on a clean slate. And the truth is, I keep seeing a lot of parents say, I've been attending your class. I've been really trying. You can't try. You need to implement. What we do in the inner circle is to teach you to implement the things you hear. It is beyond what you hear. It is beyond what you hear. Faith comes from hearing, but miracles come from doing. And you can't. No matter how much it is that you don't do, you will see that your efforts will not yield result. So don't ask me for results if you haven't said what I have done. If you're not doing them, you can't have results. Your result is what speaks for you. You're parenting intentionally. What people are going to look out for is your result. I remember when I started this journey, a lot of parents said to me, people will see me and say, oh, you will not spit the child outside. Oh, you will not shout on the child. I said, why? There's no reason. I keep saying, I said it in one of the classes, that anytime you feel that you need to correct your child in public, there's something wrong with that system in itself. I'm currently writing something on correction, and it blows my mind when I see some things. You want to constantly, constantly tell your children, right, that this thing is there's a way I want to actually put the thoughts together, right? So for every time you see yourself on that lane, constantly trying to do things wrongly, you need to bring yourself back to it. You need to bring yourself back to it. I lost my trail of thought and I'm going to get it back as we're going. So if you want to really, really help your child, you need to really come and do the things. It is in the doing. It is in the doing. If you're not doing, there is no miracle. Yes, faith comes by hearing, miracles come from doing. All right. So a lot of the times we want to, just sit back. Your result speaks for you. I was sharing that, when in the past, when people see me, and even in children's school, I go to school at the beginning of the term and I said, this is how I parent my children. This person is a strong-willed child. This is his temperament. My son is an absolute sanguine. But now there's a difference between the developed sanguine and the underdeveloped sanguine. I am raising the developed sanguine. That's the difference of what you're doing. Yes, right? You know that this is who your child is. So is it enough for you to sit back and say, oh, I know that my child is sanguine? No. I was reading something today about the sanguines. My thoughts, God help me, my thoughts are going, off, and I'm trying to stay on track. I was when this kind of thing happened to me, you're about to hit some kind of realm, trust me. And I was trying to, look at what it is, that the difference between, raising the child who is the sanguine, who is everywhere. Do you know that when it comes to raising a child to solve problems, who is a sanguine, an underdeveloped sanguine, we make jokes and get out of situations. A developed sanguine, we create options, multiple options for the things that he's doing. That's the difference. The difference with you raising a child just like that and you intentionally developing your child. You cannot change your child's temperament. But hey, come on, you can put your child's temperament to the developed end. I used to be an underdeveloped choleric. But over the years, I've moved from the underdeveloped choleric, who will just, become very reactive, to the developed choleric. That is the difference. That is the difference. So when we say temperament, we're not saying, oh, people tell me, oh, the child is just very, the child is just very, what's it called? It's just very anywhere. The child is just everywhere. It's not really, the child is just very funny. And I'm looking at them. It means that you haven't even understood what exactly you need to do to raise a sanguine that is developed. I was also looking at, the melancholic, what's it called, their temperament. And I saw that the melancholic that is not developed reacts and complains. That's the natural feature of the melancholic. But you can go a step further. You can go a step further to raise a melancholic who is dedicated and become an idealist when he's trying to solve a problem. Temperament is not an excuse for you to make a mess. Thank you, Chinyurubina. So you need to understand it. So, all right, how do you do these things? How do you begin to look at temperament, to look at how you can help your child? I've shared 2 scenarios, the choleric, or 3 scenarios. I can also share I've shared about the sanguine. I can also share about the phlegmatic. The phlegmatic will say, when there is conflict, he will ignore it and sweep it under the carpet and doesn't admit that it's there. That is the underdeveloped phlegmatic. And that's not who you should raise. Then the developed phlegmatic will act calmly and solve an issue. Can you see the difference? When you're able to understand these things, you raise a champion. There is no of a child without knowledge. It does not. You need to know. If not, you're just going to raise the child like every other person. And I shared something on Monday and I said, the only growth that does not need intentionality is biological growth. You will grow biologically. Whether you are, intentional or not, you will grow biologically. Every other growth in your life requires work. Every other growth in your life requires that you put in something. And I was listening to Apostle Salman and he said, God is a God of systems. If you do not have systems in your parenting journey, you are already headed to Ilori via Makurdi way. God has a systematic character. Tell me, When God created, when God created man, did God need to come back again to create man? Stop telling me that, oh, these are systems. God believes in systems. And what he does is just to put systems in place. That's why God will plan for you. God has promised you that he will protect and preserve your child. But you know what? God can never come down and parent for you. If you want, pray for 10 hours. It doesn't matter. When people talk about this prayer, I just look at a lot of things as lack of understanding. If you want, speak in tongues for several hours. It's not going to change because God has created the system. And you know what? Whether you're born again or not, you key into that system works. These are spiritual laws. I won't go into that. Permit me, I'm going up a lot. A lot of things are in my head today, and I'm trying to streamline my thoughts as much as I can. All right. There's a lot of things that I'm hearing. I'm trying to say. I'm trying not to say some, and I'm getting a bit confused as I'm doing it. Right. But please bear with me. There are several ways that you can help your child. All right. You can help your child tailor your child to the type of needs that your child have. What kind of need does your child have? If I ask parents now, what is your child's need? Do you know that I have a set of twins? And this set of twins that I have, two of them are so different that I cannot parent them alike. The people who know me on this broadcast, at least I have my mom, I have my best friends here, and they're here. They understand exactly what I'm saying. All right. So there are just some things that you just need to understand. I remember that when my daughter, when they were graduating from nursery school, my daughter started reading as early as age 4 or so. She just gifted. And I kept asking myself, why is your twin brother not reading? And you know what? She read so well that she was the only person who could read their valedictory speech coming from nursery school to primary school. All right. And he went, it was such a bother. Our son cannot read nothing. Different personalities. Today he reads absolutely very well. It's just time. It's just time. And when I understood the kind of learner he was, when I understood the kind of temperament, my son is strong-willed. And when I started understanding parenting a strong-willed child, boom, that was it. And my success, took a turn. So when you're sitting down and telling yourself, oh no, I don't need to do all these things they're saying. Why do I need to study? Somebody shared something about the inner circle, recently. And a particular parent, father, said on our Facebook community, why do you need to study anything to become why do you need to study anything to become a parent? I felt really bad because I see people still thinking that it's about coming to study how to parent. No, no, no. It's about coming to even understand the things you don't know. Education, true education, is in learning the things you think you knew, but you didn't know. I'm trying to go back to track. There are many ways that you can begin to tailor your approach, to your child's, temperament. I am going to only be able to share two. I will be sharing the rest in our upcoming webinar. Yes. So number one, you need to identify your child's temperament. Your child's temperament is very important. Your child's temperament is very important. Who is your child? What kind of temperament do they have? All these temperaments that we're talking about, it looks very peripheral, all right? And one of the things that we've decided to do is to go deeper into temperament and parenting style in an upcoming webinar. So we will be able to actually break it down. And then furthermore, we will be taking it as a full course in the inner circle. Yes, I like the parents in the inner circle. Yes, I just feel that I prefer to do it. There are a lot of things that I can say right in the inner circle webinars that I can't utter here. If I say it here, the whole Facebook will shut down on YouTube as well. So there are things that, their journey, right? Their journey has allowed them to understand. Now, it's not everything that everybody who hasn't started walking the journey will understand. That's one of the reasons why we do a lot of other things streamlined, you know, right inside the inner circle. All right, we have a match badge. If you think that you want to put in more to your journey, then yes, you can join our match badge. But immediately it's March 1st, that's the last call for the year. And you wait till 2022 for it. If you want to join the inner circle, you can put inner circle in the comment section and you'll get details for it. But let's keep rolling, right? Identify your child's temperament. Number two, you need to understand your own temperament. A lot of people don't even know who they are. It's easy for us to come and blame the children. It's easy for us to just, become us. It's easy for us to just, say the things right in our head without even understanding who our parents, who we are ourselves. All right. For the people who are sharing about the inner circle, they want to get, just know that please, it's a paid program. If you think it's free, don't worry, don't send us a chat. It's not free. It is a paid annual program. It is paid. Oh, yes, it is paid. You have value for your money. It is paid. So if you want to be part of the inner circle, please note that when you get the information responding, for you to send out the text, please know that it's a paid program. It is not a free program. Our free programs are the ones we're doing right now. And I tell you, we're doing more than enough. All right. So please, if you want to get into the inner circle, it's paid. It's an annual program that you pay for. All right. I just wanted to make quickly, that announcement quickly, because we have a lot of people coming in to say, oh, I thought it was just one free, session. No, it's not. We tailor, it to actually help parents through the year achieve their aim over the years. All right. So so I said you need to understand your own temperament. I was looking at myself that I said earlier that I'm choleric, and and is one thing that I know is that I'm a go-getter. Those people that look you in the face and they want to go anywhere. Most people who are leaders are usually strong-willed, choleric people, and all of that. I am very choleric. Many things are not. I'm straight. A lot of the times. So I had to learn a lot of the things that I needed to learn over the years and become I developed choleric instead of an underdeveloped choleric. And I noticed, because of the kind of temperament I have, I noticed I have a sanguine son. I have a husband who is also partly sanguine as well. My daughter is more like a male and a choleric. So of course, so some things are just not, some things that is shared is usually not as funny. And for me, and sometimes, like yesterday, we got back home. I had to learn. I have taught myself how to relax and enjoy moments. We got back home and we sat through our legs and we were watching comedy skits. All right. And that was all we did. I had to get myself. I'm that person that wants to, I need to walk like this. I need to do this. But I've learned to take myself to the point, knowing the kind of temperament I have, to the point where I'm able to learn. That's what helps you when you understand your own temperament. All right. Then I'll share a third one that I will not explain. I'll only explain it in the webinar. Keep your needs separate. You need to keep your needs separate. Your needs must be separate from that child. Your needs are not your child's needs, and you need to understand that. I will explain it further right in that webinar. Note, temperament is not a fixed characteristic. Children can learn to become more. A child with quick temper can learn self-regulation. Don't come and say, oh, they just told us that this temperament, that's how they are, so the child should be left on their own. No. How do you ensure your parenting style is helping your child thrive? This is the question you need to ask yourself. And this is what we are going to be doing. Number one, we are creating for you a worksheet, a parenting style worksheet that will help you, match your parenting style, the worksheet, to where your child is and how to help your child, right? And how to help your child go from that place to the other. And you are able to put that, it's going to have checklists, worksheets that you'll be able to work with. All right. So this is, it will help you know how to ensure your parenting style is helping your child thrive. Is it really helping your child thrive? how to adapt your parenting style to your child's personality. Time will not allow me. Let me do all of this. This is one of the reasons why we create the webinars. The webinar is this weekend. All right. We created this webinar to be able to actually just teach this. How to ensure your parenting style is helping your child thrive. You're also going to learn how you adapt your parenting style to your child's personality. In that class, I'm going to be showing you those 4 different kinds of personalities, temperament, and then we'll build on it. The sanguine, the choleric, the melancholic, the phlegmatic, and we'll be able to build, right on it. So that guide will, as usual, I just want our guide to be as accessible. Even if you are not able to join our high-end programs, you will be able to get the guides and be able to walk through your journey. All right. So that guide, comes out on Friday. We start, and then the webinar is also on Friday. You get the guide only in 24 hours. Of course, as usual, after 24 hours, that worksheet and guide turns out to become 2,000 naira, but it's going to be 1,000 naira in 24 hours. So we are going to help you, all right, build the parenting style, build that worksheet on that Friday webinar. So of course, if you have the guide, it helps you to be able to get into the webinar if you are in the inner circle free. If you're not in the inner circle, you get to pay 5,000 naira for that webinar, and you also get the guide. That webinar is on Friday. If you want to be part of that webinar, just put in parenting style, and you will get details on how to pay for that parenting style stuff. Please, you are getting the worksheet. Parents of the inner circle only need the worksheet. You don't need to pay for the webinar. And then we are also going to go further in the temperament in our next work line for the parents of the inner circle level 1, and then we create the temperament webinar and then go deeper and further in it. But this webinar is going to be able to show you these things that I'm talking about: how to adapt your parenting style to your child's personality, how to ensure your parenting style is helping your child to thrive. So once you get in, you will be able to attend this webinar on Friday. This 1,000 naira is only in 24 hours. After 24 hours, we are done with that promo, and we are not going to, Tony, that promo is just in 24 hours, please. On Friday, that webinar goes live, and then the webinar is on Zoom. It's not going to be here, and then you will be able to join us. All right. So factors. There are factors that can make your child. I'll share more before we log out. We still have 20 minutes to go. There are factors on how children turn out. Okay, please, if you want the guide, just put that. Everybody who gets the guide, will be able to get, into that class. All right. Somebody is asking us for. Please send the chat to. Okay. Right. So please, we just pinned our chat on YouTube. So if you want to get into the inner circle, you see a message pin. You can send us a chat, and then you would get into that. All right. So one of the last things I want to share with you is that there are factors on how children turn out. There are several factors on how a child will turn out. One of the factors is your child's temperament. Yes, that's one of the factors on how your child will turn out. Another factor is the teacher's style of working with your child. How that style matches with your parenting style. So it means that if you do not understand your parenting style, then you're not going to be able to even tell your child's teacher what works or what does not work. So one of the things that, when we will be able to actually show you is, this is who I am, this is what is affecting this parenting style, and this is why, please, this is how it is that we can work with this child. Another thing, the third one, is influence of the child's peer group. Influence of the child's peer group. Please, for the guide, please just help me send the child. The guide is just 1,000 naira, but only within 24 hours. Please, as usual, we just want you to be able to get access to it. Trust me, if we want to really sell the guide, we're going to sell it for 5K, for 3K, whatever. All right, so we won't really, get into all of this. So please, take advantage so that by tomorrow you're not also harassing us and saying, oh, you just needed to. Please take advantage today so that we'll be able to attend to you. All right, and if you're making payment, I can already see some people making payment. Please note. I also wanted to say that the webinar will only take. We can't take more than 50 people in that webinar. Please, if you are paying, make payment so that you will get into the class, so that we don't want to overwhelm, ourselves in the class for it. Okay, so I said the influence of the child's peer group. Who is in your child's peer group? Who is in your child's circle? It's very important for you to even know who is in your child's circle. Very, very key. Okay, so these are some of the things that will help your child, how your child turn out. Now I'm going to share an amazing fact with you. There's no one size fits all in parenting. I agree with you. But the problem is, how can you now ensure that your own parenting is helping your child? Because your child is different, you are different, we are different, and that's why you can't copy people's style. You can't say, oh, this person that is doing this is what I need to do, because that might not even make sense. So what you need to do is to ensure that you understand your parenting style. Start today. I've heard a lot of people come to me, parents in the inner circle, parents outside, everywhere, saying, oh, I just saw a chat before I started this class. Oh, my children are just 16 months old. I don't think I need to even start anything yet. And since my children are very young, all I need to do is just watch until they are older. News flash. 90% of the brain development is complete by age 5. Somebody help me write that in the comment section. 90% of the brain is developed. 90%. The remaining 10% goes over the time by age 5. Between that, when the child is born and age 5, all right, between when the child is born and age 5, 90%, it means that 1 million neuron connections per second. That's what is happening in the brain of your child. If you have I have a medical background, if you have a bit of science background and understand what I'm saying, 1 million neurons, your child, they are absorbing, they are learning, their head is, firing 90%. So by the time your child turn out 5, your child brain development is done. So if you are not, deliberate enough to raise your child in the way and understand some of these things, then it means that by the time the child turns 5, that's when you're just starting. Some of us might have made a mess of all the brain function of child. Does it mean that people cannot learn anymore after 5? No, they can, but it just takes a lot of work. If you can rewire what the children are doing, right? You can rewire how, the things, happen after age 5. Yes, you can, but it takes a lot to rewire. It is easier. And when parents who have younger children come to me and say, oh, do I really need to be in the inner circle? Maybe I just wait until, the children are older. The best time to ever in your life start up your parenting journey. The best time ever is for you to actually start when a child is born. Hi, Omolola. Omolola is here. And Omolola is, I've worked with her for a while. And, we're even, a lot of parents I've worked with for a while understand the concept of, I wish I started from day one. I wish I met you from day one to understand a lot of the things I'm doing now, because it's easier to do them with your younger children. Right? One of the things that you need to go home with today is that play is one of the best strategies to actually teach a child between that 0 to 5. And then part of what we do in the inner circle is that we create different kind of connections. We create different kind of tools to help your child thrive. And it's easier for you to actually begin to do those process until the child, gets to that. If you're waiting for your child to become a preteen, it means that you're going to be rewiring neurons, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to rewire neurons. All right. So all we have said about temperament is that it started. This wasn't my research. Temperament has been there for over 2,000 years. In fact, at the time, it was a concept used in medicine. It helped people in medicine to actually be able to do a lot of the things that they did. But of course, that became a thing of the past after a while, that they were going. But all these four temperaments, they're neither good nor bad. It's not about being good or bad. It's actually about being able to put in a lot of things, to play. Right now, now we have. I'm going to share this, piece before we begin to round up. Now we have the strong-willed child. Apart from this temperament, four temperaments, there have been a lot of studies evolving, and people are asking, so the child that is strong-willed, where does it now come in? A strong-willed child is also a type of temperament, right? I described it in that course, parenting the strong-willed child. The strong-willed child behavior has its roots in his temperament. That's where it has its roots. The temperament refers to a set of innate, tendency, traits, styles of behavior that you're born with. I already said that. Early difficulties in temperament is one of the factors that causes later difficulties in behavior. Somebody, please help me write that. Early difficulties in temperament is one of the factors that causes later difficulties in behavior. Strong-willed children have higher reactivity. Strong-willed children, remember what we shared about temperament and the four things you need to look out for when it comes to temperament. All right? I said earlier in this class that you need to do and do and do. I said faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. Miracles come by doing. It's okay to hear all the webinars and you're not able to do. The truth of the matter is that you are going to struggle. Okay? Please don't chat. You chat us privately, because I'm sure that you might not be able to get answers. If you want to buy the guide, the parenting guide that helps you look at the temperament and match it and be part of that webinar on Friday, please just put in the comment section parenting guide. Just put guide in the comment section and we'll reach out to you. It's 1,000 naira in 24 hours. All right. So I said that they have higher reactivity as well. They have higher reactivity because they are strong-willed. Now, they also have more difficulty adapting to transition. Strong-willed children have issues transiting. Do you know that for your child to transit, there's something that you need to do. There's actually something that needs to be done for transition to happen. A lot of the adults that we have psychologically didn't transit. One of the issues, that we also have today when it comes to sex education is that people didn't transit. That's what we're saying. There's a lot of transition not happening. There's something you need to do from one point to another, all right? For you actually to be able to transit psychologically. I shared a bit of that, in one webinar we did last year on sex conversations. It's actually very interesting concept. Okay, so I also said that they have more difficulty adapting to transition. You have a strong-willed child. How are you helping your child transit? How are you helping your child transit? It's interesting, all right? Augustine, if you're on topic, if you're on this thing, please help me send account number to the people asking for guide. Thank you so much. All right, if it interests you to know that, you just have to do more if you're raising a strong-willed child. I needed to add the strong-willed child temperament because it's also, part of the temperament. It's classified under part of the temperament. Okay, so they also have inconsistency with their moods. If you're raising a strong-willed child, you also realize that they have, inconsistency with their moods. So you need to actually look at what your child, is doing, and you ask yourself, how can I help my child? Stop the basbos, like they will say, that you're raising children with. Think deeply, all right? Think deeply and begin to actually think through your process. It will help you, all right? It will help you. So another thing that you need to, look out for your strong-willed child is that they persist even whenever they want to have their way. Now, temperament is a solid reason for difficulties in behavior. Very solid reason. But the major factor is in the interaction between a child's temperament and their environment. That is what leads to behavioral problems. Somebody help me write that. You know, temperament, yes, is a solid reason, but temperament and environment, how a child, how you interact, the major factor in difficulties in behavior, right, is how you interact with that child, the interaction between their temperament and their environment. That is actually what leads to behavioral problems. The struggle, with underdeveloped emotional regulational skills. I see a lot of parents. What you do is that you have a strong-willed child, you're constantly hitting the child. Because one of the most important traits a strong-willed child, and one of the things that you struggle with, one challenge of parenting a strong-willed child is that parents tend to over-punish them. They tend to over-discipline. They tend to, because this is actually, their characteristics actually pushes you. But this is actually what leads to poor emotional regulation and behavioral problems in the future. Many strong-willed children struggle with poor emotional regulation. All right? So it is very, very important that you begin to undo. If you have a strong-willed child, please listen to me. That course that is starting on the 24th, please look for a way and take it. If you have a strong-willed child, it's so easy to mess a strong-willed child up. So easy. But I think before you even get into the course, I think you should get this parenting guide. For me, that's where you should start. I don't like people starting from the tail end. It's not about money. The courses cost more, yet, but I want you to actually start from the fundamentals. And part of the fundamentals of raising a strong-willed child is your ability to understand who they are and your ability to match your parenting journey, your own parenting style to who they are. So just get the parenting guide that we just announced today. It's going to be ready on Friday, and the webinar is on Friday at 8 p.m. as well. Once you get the guide, you have access to that webinar. Please get the guide. If you have a strong-willed child, let's start from there. Don't get into the course yet. Let's start from the guide. And by the time you're done with that webinar, you will now understand why you need to do more for your strong-willed child. Okay? This difficult temperament, they usually result to unhelpful parenting styles and technique. All right. So when you are not able to match whatever it is that you're doing with whatever it is that your child's temperament is, you destroy that child. That's what leads to behavioral problems. Yes, Omolana, thank you so much. Once you try to subdue their will, it just makes the mess. One of the most important traits a strong-willed child must learn is they need to get tools on how to deal with their intensity. Their intensity can destroy them. Their intensity can destroy them. Please don't take it for granted. Because a strong-willed child is so intense that if you do not help them, they make a mess of themselves. People say, oh, strong-willed children, they don't get depressed. They are the people that can get depressed easily. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. If you do not understand how the parent, who they are, it makes it pretty very much difficult. The usual challenge is, you see all this over discipline, all this. I tell people, I say the worst person you need to beat is a strong-willed child. You make a mess, which is why you need to learn what exactly to do, how to parent your strong-willed child, and what you need to do per time. All right. So it's they need to be able to master it. Omola, I think I agree with you. I agree with you, with pairing with emotional intelligence. I agree with you. Apparently, for people who get into the class, we're going to do some kind of promo for you to get the emotional intelligence guide and just, work with it. That's part of what we're going to do. All right. So it's important for every single one of us to understand that if we don't match our parenting style with whatever it is that our children are doing, we destroy them in process. It's easy for you to say, what are they saying? I don't need to learn anything. Oh, I don't need to. But when you think through some of the things that I know, when you think through it, right? I'm even sometimes I feel for the children because many of us are sitting on the lane of ignorance and just raising the children however it is that we wish. If you want to do this better, trust me, you want to even start from the place of, do I even understand what style I'm using? Does this style even fit into who my child is? It's not about what your neighbor is doing. It's not about um, the things that you want, your every other person is doing. No, it's about the peculiarity of your child. It's about the peculiarity of your child. Ask yourself these questions. Who is my child? Do I know? All right. There are too many things that you need to put together on this journey. People come to me and severally, what they are asking me is, Coach, oh, how can I do this one? Oh, Coach, there's just too many aspects. Trust me, one of the ways to parent intentionally and effectively is to agree to be held accountable. And one of the ways we have created to help you hold you accountable is the inner circle. There's no better way to say it. All right. There's no other better way to say it. It changes your psyche, it changes the way you think, and all of that. All we do is to help you see things differently. And you don't just remain the same. All right. So even if you're not in the inner circle opens up again 1st of March. That's the last opening for the year. Please pity us. We were bullied into this March batch. We're not going to get bullied into it again. My team is my team is my team is already saying, oh, okay, these people just want to swamp us. So we just have a few slots to go in the inner circle. If you want to be part, if you already said inner circle, please, you can just reach out to us. If you're on YouTube, I know that a lot of people were asking me on YouTube for details. We pinned our chat. So please just send us a chat on the inner circle. Please, if you're paying for this guide, just know that it is only for 24 hours that it remains 1,000 naira. At this time next year, well, by midnight tomorrow, then you get to pay 2,000 naira to get the guide. You get the guide, you get into that class on Friday. On Friday, time haven't permitted me. Some of the things I want to share, I had to tame myself, in the process. I was hearing a lot, to be sharing a lot, the things I wanted to share and the things that was coming were, comparing each other. So I needed to slow down and and a lot of the things that I had wanted to share here, we will also break it down on that Friday. That Friday at 8 p.m. That's the day of the webinar. It isn't gonna change, all right? We host one webinar every month, and this is our webinar for this month. All right. We held one last month and it was amazing. The media with the media plan guide and everybody, had, in fact, people who attended saw a lot of things, um, a lot of issues that we raised, a lot of learnings. In fact, I know that one of my neighbors in the office, we work in the same plaza. My office is in the same place. She's also listening to me. She came. In fact, she just came into the office and just said, "I just want to hug you and nothing more." And she said to me, I just want to hug you for the inner circle, right? I just want to hug you for the inner circle. I just want to hug you for the media and webinar. I just want to say thank you. Well, just heartwarming, all right? Somebody's asking what the webinar will be on Friday. On Friday, we're going to teach you how you can work out your parenting style worksheet, how you can ensure your parenting style is helping your child thrive. How is your parenting style helping your child thrive? All right. That's one of the things that you would need to do. Another thing that we're going to be teaching you is how you can adapt, right? How you can adapt your parenting style to your child's personality. Okay, how you can adapt your parenting style to your child's personality. That's another thing we're going to be looking at. And then we're going to be looking at the different kinds of temperament and how you can have the developed end and the underdeveloped end. What are the differences in this different kind of temperament? A well-developed sanguine, who is he? Who is the underdeveloped sanguine? Who is the developed sanguine? What do I need to do to begin to help my child develop, all of these and all that? Okay, you say you just made payment. Please, Chinyerobina, thank you. And Chinyerobina, help me send details of payment to the people who are asking. So if you want the guide, like I said earlier, please just put in the comment section guide. If you put guide, we will be able to respond to you how to make payment and how you will get all your responses. And then, hey, don't bother, don't be afraid. Some people will say, "Oh, I tried to pay, I tried to pay. What is it for something online?" And then the person, no, not on TIP. All right, TIP is we're trademarked, so don't worry, we're not even running anywhere, right? So we also, you can hold us accountable at any point in time. So do not be afraid. If you want to put in your guide, if you want to pay for your guide, please don't be afraid. Of course, understand that we are here. We're not running. You will get whatever it is that you paid for. And for those of us who are asking us for the inner circle program, all you need to do is to put up, please, if you want the guide and you are on YouTube, I would advise that you send us a chat using the pinned number. It is on WhatsApp, all right? So if you want the guide, all you need to do is just to put guide. If you want to be part of the inner circle, all you need to do for the March 1st, all you need to do is, so sorry about that. All you need to do is just to put inner circle, right? The inner circle program, like I said, is one of our one of the best things I say that happened, will happen to you as a parent if you are able to get in. Okay, so you can go ahead, just put inner circle in the comment section, and then you will get details of how you can make payment, what you need to do, and all of that. Okay, so don't worry, like I said, it is a no scam zone, right? And if you also want to get any of our books, we have pickup points in all the major cities in Nigeria. And if you're outside of Nigeria, you can pick up our books. You can pay and pick up anywhere you are in the country. Okay, we have the discipline that works, the discipline that have 3 books in print now. Walking your child through puberty. If you have a child who is from 6 and above, you want to get this book. Walking your child through puberty is one. Connect to Correct is my bestseller. I love it. And I'm putting up something again on correction. It's blowing my mind as I'm writing it, right? And then we'll have the discipline that works. Trust me, some of these things that we're written here were, a whole lot of grammar in it. You can also get the books and start your journey. But one thing I want to tell you today is do not leave here and just say, "Oh, I heard something that blew my mind." Please take action. Action takers are the real dealers. It's not the people who just hear, it's the people who take action. Like I said, there is no result. If you don't do, you can't find results. So if you want to be part of that webinar on Friday, simply get on and get a guide. That guide takes you into that webinar. That webinar is on Friday at 8 p.m. There will be replay if you miss it. But you don't want to miss that webinar. Trust me. There are a lot of things that I have been given. to actually speak on this, on this topic. What that is not on Google, the things I share is not Googleable, yeah. So I'm going to be sharing some of that, in the webinar. Can I tell you, I'm not doing, if I want to charge you for webinar, I will charge you a 20K, I will charge you real money. So if this is about money, trust me, I know I know how to charge you for money. But I just want people to understand what exactly their parenting style is, how the temperament is, and all of that. Okay, so if you want the guide again, please put in the comment section and say guide. If you want to be part of the inner circle, just put in the comment section and say inner circle. If you make payment, please make sure you do not just leave your payment. Make sure that you confirm your payment same day. If you don't, it's going to take us a long time. Already we have almost over 30 payments as I'm looking at you here. So if you do not send us a chat for us to confirm your payment, it might take us quite a while. Please help us, all right, my team, so that we don't also get overwhelmed. Okay, so please just help us as you make payment. Please share with us. Even if we do not respond to you today, share with us, because it is, that's actually part of what we sometimes we actually get swamped on such announcements, but you will be sure that we will eventually get through to you. But please ensure that you send in your payment slip same day. Same day. Please don't leave it. Don't leave it. I beg you, please. All right? So that you can help us help you. If you miss it, the last time we did the guide, the self-esteem guide, we battled with almost 400, slips. And somebody came and told me, "Oh, I paid last week." That's a whole lot on us. And it took us quite a long time to actually get through to that slip. So please help us as you're paying. Please send us your slip. Don't pay and just say, "Oh, I've paid." They should see it. We will not see it, though. Please, I'm begging you. We will not, because we will probably be swamped, so that we can actually check in your test as we're going. Please note, that webinar can only take in, we're only taking in about 50 people for that webinar. If you miss, I said that we already have 30, almost 30 payments as before we're finishing this webinar. So if you miss it, so it means that you would probably have to, I don't know, wait, catch a replay and all of that. So, but please, please, and please, and please, if you're, whatever it is that you're doing, just do it now, right? If you want to be part of the inner circle again and again, just put in the comment section, inner circle. Thank you so much again for joining me. All right. I wish I had more time to share on some of the things that I know about this topic, but I'm happy there's an opportunity for you to get into a webinar on Friday and learn more. I promise you, you're going to get, whether you're in the inner circle, you're in the webinar, wherever, you get value for money. Even the ones that are not paid for, you get value for it. All right. So please kindly, if you're watching me, if you're watching a replay, right? If you're watching a replay, kindly just take into on YouTube, kindly just check our details, and you will see all the details you need for you to get into the webinar. Thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate you coming out here every 2 p.m. on Tuesday to be with us. We are here every 2 p.m. We don't leave. We're here every 2 p.m. It's like a responsibility, all right? Showing you what you need to know, the things you need to learn, and all of that. So every 2 p.m., join me every 2 p.m. on Tuesdays. You can find us on Instagram as well. We're on Instagram at The Intentional Parents with the S. We're also live on Instagram on Thursdays at 4 p.m. We just want you to keep learning. We just want you to keep, doing these things better. Parenting is about you and not your child. If you're thinking that at any point in time we are going to actually find you and then help you change your child, then that's not what we're here for. We want to help you change you. We want to help you see the reasons why you need to reparent yourself. Like I said, if you're on YouTube, please find our number pinned right on the comment section and just send us a chat for all the details that you need. Thank you so much again and again. I appreciate every single one of you. And I want to say thank you to the Yadas, the senior Yadas, the level one Yadas. Thank you so much for joining me and thank you for being with me. For the inner circle parents, we also have daily tools. We also have, for people who are asking that I share a bit about the inner circle, we just help you, hold you accountable through the year. And we also have, courses for you every month where we, break it down for you to be able to learn. And then most importantly, we have book reviews. That's one of the most awesome part of being part of the inner circle. The inner circle is an awesome place to be. Right? Amazing. You learn from others as well, not just me, because there are a lot of people who have many parent coaches as well, right inside the inner circle. Amazing people, really. Thank you so much. Everybody will have people from different professions, parents who are willing. We have mothers and fathers for people who are also asking. So we'll have we have more couples in this level than any other, place. It's just awesome how people have decided to take in, their journey daily. Thank you, everybody, for being with me. See you again on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Or for those of us who are going to be in the webinar, see you on Friday at 8 p.m. Goodbye and see you.